Hello everyone, hope you all had a decent weekend, and if not, well, that's a shame, innit? But hopefully this little video can bring your spirits back up, but if not, don't hold me liable, as there may be some psychological baggage you need to work through. But anyway, basically, I tripped for the first time in over a year this weekend just gone. Oh wait, no, not this weekend just gone. The last weekend before this one. My last actual full-blown trip, I mean, I've taken like 2CB and little microdoses and say like 1 gram of shrooms or whatever in the past year, over a year or so. But that doesn't really count, that doesn't count at all because it was just a threshold. It barely affected me, it was just it just amplified my conscious slightly. The last time I properly tripped was when I took them, accidentally took 90 milligrams of 4-ACO DMT, which I can now confirm after having a full trip again, has rewired my brain, and rewired my consciousness, however you want to put it, because I took 1V-LSD. I've been going on about 1V-LSD for ages. Obviously the people at Lizard Labs have been kind enough to supply me with samples to try out. And at first I did that microdosing video, and I was a bit apprehensive about taking a full one, obviously, because the last time I fully tripped, it literally changed my entire life. And I wasn't really in the mood to change my entire life, really. I wasn't even up for changing my entire life last week. But thankfully, it all worked out, which we will get into very soon. But unfortunately, before we press on, we have some very sad news regarding Valerie, and that her time is running out. So basically, the German Narcotics Committee working on a ban to include 1V-LSD in the NPSG. Although the draft law has not yet been published, they expect that it will be published and approved around June this year. So basically, if Valerie herself has piqued your interest and you'd like to research her physiology, then definitely check out the boys/girls at 1cplsd.com, and they will definitely be able to provide you with them. So yeah, you ought to get on that as soon as possible, because mate, look how fast time is flying. It's already 12th of April. It's gonna be June. It's gonna be June very soon, isn't it? Time is just flying by. But let's cut the shit and get into what I was on about before. So basically, I just took one of these tabs, and I think it was 100 UG. Thankfully it was 100 UG. Honestly, ever since that 4-ACO DMT trip, I am so sensitive to psychedelic or anything psychoactive. Like, even just when I have a bit of weed now and then, I'm literally just thinking so deeply into stuff, and usually I just enjoy the body high and getting mellow, and I always have done, but it really has been exacerbating my deep thoughts, and sometimes I just can't be arsed thinking deeply into stuff, and oftentimes I find that weed actually clouds it with a sense of anxiety and paranoia. I'm very happy to say that when I had 100 UGs of Valerie, I literally just had it by myself, because I was like, right, well, this is the best way for me personally to understand deep insights about myself, the universe, reality, and I've had lots of years of psychedelics, so I felt safe taking it by myself. Personally, I think for other people, they should have a trip sitter up until they feel very, very comfortable doing it themselves and they know they're going to be safe. So yeah, I just did it in my room, and I literally just sat down, laid there, basked into the experience. I'm a big sucker for binaural beats, so put them on, put my shoegaze tracks on, dream pop, some dreamy like alt metal stuff, beats, drum and bass, just the whole lot, you name it, anything that I find just satisfying and relaxing to listen to on psychedelics. And it really did one thing that was really interesting about it that they went on about when they first got in contact with me is the reason they called it Valerie is because a lot of the people who've had experience with it felt a feminine energy to it, which I really did as well. Like I was really getting in touch with my feminine side. It was very emotional, but in a good way, not in a psychotically emotional way that I've had on like ego death. It's some really like disturbed ego death where it's emotional, you're crying tears of love, but you're also in a fucked up situation. This just could not have gone better, really. The come up was nice and fast as well. I made sure not to eat for like 2 to 3 hours beforehand, because I know some people have said it gives them nausea, but just in general, like LSD and psychedelics, they give me nausea if I've got a full stomach, so I just don't bother risking it anymore. And I find that it also hits me harder and faster, which is a great success. I've tried it before in the past, 1P LSD. That was the very first time I ever took a proper psychedelic. I went fishing, and then with two mates, and I'd completely misjudged the strength of these tabs, and we basically got stuck on this little island. This little island was tiny, but we thought we were covered by oceans that we couldn't cross, and if we jumped over this ravine, we might fall in this ocean and drown. This ravine was literally like a tiny little stream. You could literally step your foot in it and not even get your shoes wet. So yeah, that was a bit traumatic first time, but it was a good introduction, because when we eventually made it across the ravine, I had the most unbelievable visuals in my life. I mean, we were listening to like Red Hot Chili Peppers, the Zephyr song in my mate's car, and all these other amazing like sort of soft rock, funk rock tunes. And when I closed my eyes, I had visions of like women dancing and snakes and amazing like artwork, amazing holistic artwork that all like combined into one. And the deeper I zoomed in on it with my my consciousness, it just become more detailed. And I had stuff like this one on 1V LSD when I closed my eyes, because obviously there's a lot of comparisons that can be made between 1V LSD and the other LSD analogues. But 1V LSD was way more feminine and way more emotional for me. Not quite as visual, but to be honest, over the years taking psychedelics, for me personally, they become less and less visual and more introspective and contemplative and emotional. And this is exactly what I wanted out of a trip. I just really didn't want to like lose all touch with reality right now. I just wanted to like reaffirm some of the insights I've had over the years, and it was a really beautiful, gentle way of reaffirming how far I've come since I first started taking psychedelics in 2015. However long that ago, however long ago that was. How long ago was that? Like 7 years ago. Fucking hell, that's pretty weird. So yeah, there's been a major progress in my life since then. A lot of it thanks to psychedelics, but not just them. Obviously, the integration as well. And in this week since that trip, I've been on the best afterglow ever. I've been sleeping better. I've not had any like intrusive egoic thoughts, and any like negative egoic thoughts I have about people or life is suffering and infinite suffering is inevitable and all this sort of crap that you get when you're just in your waking state. Whenever I do get it, I literally just brush it off as like, right, this is just my ego going haywire for a bit. I just need to accept how it feels, feel into it, and then it'll pass. And it's really reminded me to do that. So overall, it was a 10 out of 10 experience. I mean, I did get a slight bit of nausea, but it's nothing that couldn't be handled. If you had like a Rennie or a Gaviscon, that would sort you out. And I didn't really mind it. I just came up nice in my bed, peaked for quite a while. Didn't even last like ages, which was great, because I've personally, right at this age, I just can't be bothered tripping for like 12 hours anymore. It really doesn't. I just can get more out of tripping in shorter amounts, taking stuff like mushrooms or DMT, although I do need to get my hands on DMT someday. Very dry around where I live for stuff. This is also why I really appreciated having the opportunity to try a 1V LSD, because I've taken acid loads of times. I want to like vary it up with something different. I've got serious fetish, if I can use that word, if that's appropriate, for just literally just trying like different things for once or maybe twice, and because I don't really have a addictive personality, so I can try something and then see what that's all about and then move on. And I feel like it sort of opens my mind in a sense, like new experiences, even if it's like pretty messed up. Like I would have done that in the past, like I've done meth in the past, but I never got hooked on it either, and I did accidentally. I should talk about that story one day. That's pretty weird. But yeah, getting back from that, I was just thinking, I'll just try this 1V LSD as a one-off. But I can see myself doing it like once every like 3 weeks or a month, maybe just have one trip in my room. And yeah, that's a really nice, gentle way to have deep insights into life and the universe, because people just again are talking to me in my own personal life and on YouTube, saying how I want to have these ego-death profound experiences, but I need to take 500 mushies at once, bro. But it's like, nah, mate, all you need to do is just have a perfect setting, make sure to quieten your mind using whatever tactics you want, and just bask in the experience, and you can have deep deep insights into the nature of God and reality, reflect on your life and past traumas, work through your shadow. And I'd say 1VLSD is one of the perfect ways to do that, because again, for males, obviously I know I have quite a large male audience, so they're going to benefit possibly more from this, who aren't in touch with the feminine side, because God knows males need to get in touch with the feminine side, because that is holding them back from greatness, because I think it's very important to balance the polarities. But also, obviously, all you females, all you ladies out there, you might not be in touch with your feminine side, and this could also be beneficial for you. So it really works both ways, doesn't it? So this would be great for anybody, I think. That's why I highly recommend getting it before the Germans stop it from being circulated. But the thing is that you've always got to think of is there's always going to be that vacuum for them to fill the space in. I wish the people at Lizard Labs and that great look. They've really been a great support for this channel. I'd just like to say how much I appreciate them and that I love them. So yeah, this was a stupid video I made again. Hopefully it helped you out, and yeah, a lot of you have been saying how you've actually been using Valerie after you bought it from the site and that, and it's been going really well for you. Big ups, that's great. This is what I make this channel for, to guide people through the psychedelic journey, to educate and to dispel the fear. It's good to have this sense of community now, and we're all going through it at once. We're all realising these really deep things, and that awesome sources like Lizard Labs are providing these great alternatives to chemicals that are just on the underground and can be quite shady, and are also manipulated with other like additives that are bad for you. Like, say, they could sell you LSD as 25i, which is not what most people want, I don't think. So yeah, big ups to them, big ups to yous. You're all sound. I hope you have a good week, and I'll probably do a double upload today because I'm feeling a bit crazy. So yeah, hope you have a good day, and don't forget to check out 1cplsd.com, and happy tripping, happy Easter, happy Tuesday, happy camping, rocking and rolling. Alright, see you later, bye.